Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Red and Black Final Chat. My name is Alexander T. McCrees. I'm joined here by Lane Saliba. He's our UGA women's basketball beat writer. We just witnessed Georgia get throttled, kind of throttled though, by South Carolina as they were able to hang in the game for most of it. But eventually there in that fourth quarter, they just got worn down in South Carolina. Took the 62-44 victory. Lane, these two teams played a couple weeks ago. That was only a 3-point game in Columbia. So what was the difference today?
Yeah, it was just 2 weeks ago they played. It was a close game throughout, but the biggest difference I think was A'ja Wilson.
Yeah.
She's South Carolina's best player by far. She's really big down low and a big force in the game. It basically came down to her. She didn't play 2 weeks ago. She had an ankle injury, so she sat out, but this time she was in there and just really Georgia wasn't able to handle it at the end of the day.
How about this stat line for you? 19 points, 11 rebounds, took 14 trips to the foul line. That's our other big storyline from this game. Georgia just could not keep South Carolina off the foul line. So what was South Carolina doing to just kind of penetrate inside and draw fouls?
They were just doing really well with doing it. South Carolina is a lot bigger than Georgia, so they were able to just go down low with the ball, get it down to A'ja, and Georgia had to foul. There was nothing they could do. They had to foul her by trying to block her shots, or else she would just make them from there. So they took their chances and ended up sending South Carolina to the free throw line 31 times. 31 times total. They made 17 of those, so that ended up really being the difference in the game, and that's what Joni said after the game was over.
Yeah, if you look at just how the stats went, Georgia was 3 of 8 from the line. South Carolina 17 of 31. Yeah. That's a 14-point difference. This was an 18-point ball game. So if Georgia at least can make a couple more of their free throws, keep South Carolina off the line a couple more times, this is a much closer game than the score showed it was. And to be honest, this is a much closer game than the score showed, because Georgia was in it all the way up until about 7 minutes left.
The fourth quarter started and they got it down to a 4-point game
Right.
at the beginning of the fourth quarter. I think it was just about 7 minutes left, but I mean from there South Carolina was just able to just keep scoring and ended up with that final score 62-44.
Yeah, Alicia Gray came in 9 points in the fourth quarter. They could not keep her off the three-point line. She had a couple threes in that final frame, and how we talked about how the bigs for South Carolina. How the bigs for South Carolina were manhandling the Georgia bigs. It was the opposite way around. South Carolina's bigs were manhandling Georgia, more specifically manhandling Kalia Robinson.
Yeah, Kalia is usually a big force on the court. She's usually putting up double digits, but tonight she didn't score a single basket. She was 0 for 6 from the floor, 0 for 1 from the three-point line, and usually she's someone they can rely on. They can pass it down to her. She can put it up and make a basket, but tonight it didn't happen at all.
Yeah, this is the first time this season she's failed to score in a game. She's only scored 4 points total in the last 3 games, 2 against Kentucky, 2 against Florida. And what Joni said, she's in a little bit of a slump. What did Joni say she has to do to kind of get out of get her rhythm back?
Joni said that she's a good player. She tries hard and she does work, but she said that she's just got to get back in the gym, get practicing on those those shots, and I mean that's all there is to it. She's typically a good shooter, but it just isn't happening lately, and so she's got to work on it in the gym during practice.
Georgia's defense overall today really had a fairly good game. South Carolina 62 points. South Carolina came in as the top scoring team in the SEC, averaging just over 78 points a game. Georgia held them to 62. That's her lowest output of the season. So what was Georgia doing to kind of disrupt South Carolina's momentum, if anything?
I mean, for A'ja Wilson having 19 total points in the game, she only had 6 points in the first half, I think it was. I mean, it was a fairly close game and a really good defensive effort from Georgia throughout the first half. It was just down the stretch in that third and fourth quarter. South Carolina had a 26-point fourth quarter, and when you let that happen, there's really no hope for any team, whether it's South Carolina you're playing or anyone else.
For those of you that have never seen South Carolina play, Dawn Staley, the women's coach, and Frank Martin, the men's coach, it's just a physical brand of basketball for both the men and women, and we really saw a physical game today.
Oh, it was. There were people falling on the floor all throughout. I asked the SID afterwards what was happening through the game, and he said, I asked him about a specific foul, and he said, which one? I don't know which one you're talking about because there were so many, and just people fall. It was really physical.
Yeah, that was a very, very physical game of basketball indeed. For Lane Saliba, I am Alexander T. McCready. Thank you for joining us on the Red and Black Final Chat. Remember to follow Lane and his fellow partner Tori McElhaney as they bring you all women's basketball coverage. And check out our website, redandblack.com, to find out everything that's going on in the wide world of UGA sports. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.